welcome to your Tai Chi class. We're just going to look at loosening today. Just have your feet shoulder width apart, sink the hips back and down, have the head floating, breathing in, breathing out. Relax around the jaw, sink the hips, lengthen through the spine. So have the feet shoulder width apart. Actually, what I'll do is I'll take my shoes off, then you can see my feet a bit easier. Yeah, it's not too wet, this grass. And I'll roll up my trouser legs. There we go. It was a little bit too cold for shorts. So I just do this. So we're like this. And we're just going to spend a long time on the loosening today. We're just going to mainly look at loosening. So you want to sink, you want to breathe and lengthen. Just take this time to get yourself in the correct alignment. So if you want to do this, you want to take your time and just pay attention to what you're doing. And we're just going to turn the waist in a minute, but let's just continue to feel your way into the correct alignment. And we just turn, just come this way, but oh, that's better, a bit more central. So turn the waist, so that's this area here, turn the waist, this area here, we're sinking down, sink the hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to time it for 20 minutes. So I'll get my clock. Just get yourself ready and start. So just notice the feet, notice the contact with the feet. Make sure you've got your feet in the right place, which I have, which is good. And you're turning your waist, you're turning the waist. So what I'm doing is I'm the shoulders and the hips, I'm turning them so that they're facing an imaginary corner. So again, tune into the spine and the chin. Make sure your chin's tucked in slightly. You're breathing, you're relaxed. Sinking your hips. Your knees are in line with the toes. So just tune into your knees. Pay attention to the breath. So notice the breath as it comes in. Notice the breath as it comes out. Follow the breath in. Follow the breath out. Relax the shoulders, sink the hips. So I'm just noticing my breath. So again, you're following the breath in, following the breath out. Sinking the hips. Feeling the ground under the feet. Softening the muscles. So the muscles are sinking and soft. And there's this upward feeling in your supporting bones of your legs and your spine. And the arms are just hanging. So they're like long lengths of rope with a knot on the end. So they're just swinging around. You turn the waist, turn the waist, turn the waist, turn the waist. So you want to be very generous with your waist turning. Turning. Breathing. And relaxing, and you're just sitting down. It's like you're perched on a high stool. Just gently breathe in. Gently breathe out. So it does say in Tai Chi to move as if you're moving through water. So that's a good thing. Sink the hips, sink the hips. And you're paying attention to what you're doing, you're paying attention to what you're sensing. Every now and then just make some small adjustments if you need to, if you're not quite in the right place. So we're going to spend 20 minutes doing this one, and we're just going to pick a couple of the loosening exercises. So this one will come with a government health warning. So just breathing, nice and relaxed. And just feel the back releasing. So release in your lower back to allow for the hips to sink. So in class the other day, Mike's class, he was saying about how really if you're doing an exercise you need to do it for at least 20 minutes, because it takes about 20 minutes for you to settle down. So I've been experimenting with this and have found that to be true. It takes a while before you get in the correct kind of mind state, the mind setup. So relax the shoulders. So you're sinking the shoulders as well as the hips. Turning the waist. So just imagine the back muscles are melting. You should by now be feeling this in your legs. That's perfectly normal. And again, if you find yourself becoming distracted, which again is perfectly normal, especially if you've just been doing the same exercise forever, use either the feet, the contact with the feet, to return to your mind back to what you're doing, or you can focus on your breath. So focusing on the breath, feeling the breath come in, feeling the breath come out. Or you can tune into the spinal alignment. So you've got contact with the feet, which is a very useful one to feel. Breath, spinal alignment, or checking that your waist is correctly turning. Are you turning your waist? Are you being generous in the movement? So you want to give yourself a chance to really feel that waist turning and really feel like you're perched on a high chair, and that the weight is going equally through both feet. Very good. So keep going, and sort of liken this exercise to kind of luxuriating in the bath. In my case, it's an incredibly cold bath. It's a bit wet, but never mind. It's alright. We're just doing this thing. So, obviously, any of the loosening exercises you can pick for You know, you've heard of famous for 15 minutes. This is kind of like for 20 minutes. You're making this movement famous for 20 minutes. Or a minimum of 20 minutes. So if you do something, you want to make sure you're doing it properly. So just allow yourself to settle and nice and relaxed. Notice what you're sensing. Notice the contact through the feet, the alignment through the spine, relaxing the shoulders, sink the hips, breathing, finding the stillness within the movement. So you just, lovely, very nice. So sink the hips, so you're down. So you're working your legs. You're working your legs. Every now and then. It's a bit like you're cooking something. You're cooking a very important meal, and you've got some things to pay attention to, and to make sure they're not going off the boil. So you've got your alignment, you've got your sinking, you've got your calming the mind, you've got your foot contact, you've got your alignment. So eventually you find your own rhythm. When you're practicing this at home, you can try it at different speeds. So you can go faster, you can go slower. At the moment, I'm just doing this at a moderate pace. At a moderate pace. Breathing in, breathing out. So it feels that I ought to check just to let you know how long you've got to go. So I'll keep the other leg going. We've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go. There you go. So, oh, how fantastic. We've been going a while. Relax your muscles. Notice the breath. Notice the breath. Quite interesting. There's a really pink sky to the left of me at the moment. check your posture. Check your posture, feel the head float up. Feel the hips sink. Use your legs. Relax the hands, nice and relaxed. Move as if you're moving through water. Sink down, sink down. Notice what you are sensing. Breathing in and out. Sink the hips. Keep breathing some more. Check your posture. Keep breathing. Notice the breath as it comes in. Notice the breath as it comes out. Relax around the jaw. Float through the crown of the head. Sink the hips. Notice the senses. Feel the alignment. Feel the ground under your feet. Notice the breath. So you've got these points in the exercise of coming back to what you're doing. And just slowly slow down. And just have a little bounce, have a little shake out. So that was about 20 minutes. Fantastic. So, nice and relaxed, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so I'm going to move to the indoors for the remainder of this session. It is incredibly wet out here. So here we are again. So let's just go back to that loosening exercise. Sorry about the funny screen, but you'll just have to put up with that. So just feel the ground under the feet, lengthen through the spine, breathe in and breathe out. So we'll just spend a bit of time looking at the feet and just wiggle the toes, and then just place all the feet down, draw them in, and then stretch the toes out. So draw in, draw out, draw in, and draw out, draw in, and draw out. Relax the shoulders. Just very gently transfer your weight. Sink, transfer the weight. So we're moving from one foot to the other. So sink down, relax, releasing your lower back, sink the hips. So you're slightly tucking under a little bit. Release around the hips, sink down. So it stopped raining now, but it's got quite dark, so we'll just carry on. So relax the hands, relax around the wrists, relax the fingers, relax the elbows and the shoulders. And I'm sinking, so I've got this nice sort of slope in the shoulders. The chin's tucked in, so that floats the crown of the head up, and as the crown of the head floats, the hips are hanging and sinking. And we're all breathing. Relax around the jaw. Keep breathing some more. Okay, come back and just gently rock into the heels, rock into where the ball of the foot and the toes meet. I'll just show you that from the side view. So this is from the side view. So just take some time to set myself up correctly. Side view. I'm noticing and following my breath. And sinking the hips and the chin's tucked in and the head's floating. Just relax. Great. Okay, I'll come back to the where I was before. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go round in a circle. So before we do it, go heel, heel, ball of the foot, ball of the foot, heel, heel, ball of the foot, ball of the foot, and make a mental note when you're feeling the part of the foot that's got the stronger contact. So we start with the heel, so I'm starting with this heel, and I go to the ball of the foot, feeling my toes. Go to the ball of the foot and feel the toes. So I'm drawing in with the toes, and then I'm going to the heel. So we're tuning in to the feet. Sink the hips. Keep sinking the hips. Notice the contact through the feet. And go round in the other direction. So heel, heel, ball of the foot, ball of the foot. Heel, heel, ball of the foot, ball of the foot. Breathing, relaxing, aligning, get your alignment. Sink your hips. So we'll have a look at this one properly another time. I just wanted to get into the feet a bit more. Let's go back to what we were doing at the beginning, which was this one. Just see what that feels like now. So you're turning away. So it's the waist turning that causes the arms to move. The waist turning that causes it. We're not going to do it for 20 minutes. We're just going to do it for like maybe a couple of minutes, if that, just to feel. And we'll be periodically returning to this movement just to feel that. So I once spent an entire weekend doing one of the loosening exercises with Andrew Heckett, and we just kept returning to it, and we pretty much, that's all we did for a whole weekend. Just not this exercise, it was one of the other ones, but any of the exercises. So we'll have a look at the second and third of the loosening exercises that I learnt from Master Chung. Not the first one, the second and third one. So we'll do those. So you can just relaxing the arms. Now let me show you that from the side view. So have a little pause have a little shake out. Just check check the time. So again, when you're doing anything, take your time to stand correctly. So I tend to start it from the feet upwards, from the feet upwards. So you want to spend some time on the feet, and I've got these very useful floorboards here, so I can actually line my toes up with the floorboards and check that they're kind of even and the shoulder width, and then I'm in the first third of the foot, and then I sink my hips back and down. And then you just sink and you relax. And the chin's tucked in. And then you go back to this one. So I'm just turning. So you can, I'm just turning. The legs are staying relatively still. My knees are in line with the toes. Great. Okay, so find your posture again. So every time I go out of the posture, I have to take time to make sure I'm correct. Okay, now this time we're going to do it with the weight shift. So this is what I call the inside turn, because you're turning towards the weighted leg. Now you might want to have a slightly wider stance. I'm going to do it with this stance. So I just had to check my feet. I'm going to do it with this stance. Get it nice and relaxed. I'm getting the breathing, get the alignment, get the foot contact. So foot contact in Tai Chi is as important as bow contact if you're playing cello or fiddle. You know, you want to get the contact through the ground, so you can really feel that the ground, there's this upward feeling. Yeah, let's do a bit of bounce actually. Let's do some bounce. So, and then rub the hands together, and then rub the back. And then you can tap the back as well while you do your bounce. Great. And then just transfer the weight to one foot, transfer the weight to the other, get the foot contact and sinking, so 60-40. And we're breathing. And then what you do is you turn the waist. So you're turning towards the weighted leg. Turning towards the weighted leg. Again, sink the hips. Breathe in and out. So if you want, try it with a slightly wider stance. That might be quite, yeah, that's a bit easier now. It is good to do both though. So do it with a narrow stance, do it with a wider stance, try a bit faster, Turn the waist, 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 turn the waist. Try it a bit slower. Oh, so it's like almost nonchalant. and then, so that's the inside turn, inside turn. You turn towards the weighted leg, towards the 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 weighted leg. Breathing, very good. So we're taking some time doing these exercises, so we're not in a hurry to move on to the next one. We're trying to do the one that we're doing. We're doing what we're doing. Let's do what you're doing. Keep focusing. So it's this light focus of attention at all times. And then if you find your attention wandering, use, like I guess, an anchor. For example, contact through the feet, alignment through the spine, breathing in and out, turning of the waist. You've got all these things that you're focusing to get correct. You can also use them as a way of maintaining your focus of attention as well. Fantastic, that's great. Okay, have a little bounce, bounce, shake, and wiggle, bounce, a little kick out. And you can put your hand on your back and you go like this. 1, 2, 3. So my back has an interesting shape. 6, 7, 8. It got the spine got put on wonky, so you're not going to get a straight spine with me. But that doesn't stop. If you've got, if you've got extra bits in your extra curves in your spine, you can still do Tai Chi. It's perfectly fine. It still works. Like some people have got flat feet and no arches, you can still do Tai Chi. It still works. So it's all good. It's all good. So that was the inside turn. So let's just review. We did this at the beginning in the monsoon, and then we looked at the inside turn from the narrow stance, and then we went a bit wider and did the inside turn from the longer stance. So now let's do the same with the outside turn. I call it the outside turn just to call it something, but what you're doing with that, let me just get this right first. What you're doing with that is you're transferring your weight, but instead of going towards the leg that the weight's going through, you're going away. You're going away. And then you transfer the weight, and then you go away from the weighted leg. You transfer the weight, and you go away from the weighted leg. You transfer the weight, and you go away from the weighted leg. So let's just try this in the narrower stance first. And it's quite tempting to come up out of your sitting in the hips, sinking in the hips. That's normal. It's normal to come out of things. It's like loss of focus of attention, and also it's blooming hard work sinking your hips. So it's okay. And just get back down there when you get a chance. And again, you can do different speeds. You can go faster. Faster, faster. You can go slow. But what I'm doing is I'm really paying attention to the contact through my feet. And again, the knees are in line with the toes. I'll try and, when I record the other, have a little break. When I record the other Tai Chi videos, I'll have my shorts on, and you can see the knees in relation to the toes, and it's a bit easier to follow that way. So this, the sinking the hips, is as crucial as in the boxing arts when you have your guard up. When one thing Ollie, I'm hoping to restart training with Ollie soon. He's amazing. Ollie Batts in the Cambridge Academy of Martial Arts. They're always talking about footwork, relaxing, and keeping your guard up. Keeping your guard up, not letting your guard down. So in Tai Chi, you sink your hips and you calm the mind. Whatever's going on, however bored you are of these exercises, just use it as a way of calming your mind. Okay, now that was the narrow one. Let's look at the wider one. Have a little shake out first. And get yourself just so. It's like, yeah. You transfer the weight and turn. Transfer the weight and turn. So we will do some of the ones that are nice for the back as well, because that can work the back. But we'll have a look at the... So I'm transferring my weight and turn. Why don't I show you that from the rear view? So we'll do a few more. So I'm just sinking my hips. I'm getting myself just so I've got a wider stance because I'm practicing a thing. My chin's tucked in, my back. These muscles are releasing and relaxing and sinking, so the hips can sink. So the hips can sink. And then I'm transferring my weight. I'm transferring my weight and I'm turning. Transferring my weight and turning. See? So this is what it looks like from the back. I'm breathing, 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 breathing. Very good. And I'm nice and I want to relax my shoulders. Relax your shoulders more. Relax the shoulders more. That's it. Feel the feet. Transfer the weight. Turn the waist. Breathe and calm the mind. Feel the feet. Transfer the weight. Turn the waist. Calm the mind. Align the body. So you're aligning. Knees in line with the toes, spine alignment, sinking the hips, head floating up. So there's a lengthening along the spine. Very good. Very good. Marvellous. I'll show this from the side view. Let's see it from the side view. Again, take your time to get yourself in the right. There's no point hurrying if you want to get your posture right, you want to get your feet right, you want to get the alignment right, and then you move. There's no point moving if you're not set up properly. It's like not being in tune. If you're a fiddle player or a viola, I'm a viola player, and if I have not tuned up my strings, I use different tunings, but whatever tuning I'm using, it needs to be in tune if I'm playing melodic things, and even if I'm not. So you tune it, and you very carefully tune it so it's very correct, and then when you play, it sounds better than if you go, you know, bish bash bosh, that'll do. It won't do. So this is like tuning your body, sinking the hips, aligning, feeling the contact with the feet, breathing, breathing, nice and relaxed. Okay, let's go back to the front again. So sorry for the interruptions, but that's probably quite welcome right now, isn't it? So we just get ourselves, let's just do a few more. Outside turn, outside turn, outside turn, outside turn. And then what you can do is you can combine the inside turn with the outside turn, and you get a double turn per leg, per weight shift. A double turn per weight shift. But let's just carry on doing this at the moment. So watch, with the outside turn, watch the alignment of the knees. Watch the alignment of the knees, very good. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is going in this direction. So you're turning, 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 turning. 2 turns per leg. 2 turns per leg. So I've just found my own natural rhythm. Your rhythm might be something else. It might be different. So experiment with faster movements, with slower movements. Keep breathing, very good. And then you can do it the other way. Look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a bit. Oh, watch the knee. Watch the knee alignment. Watch the knee alignment. That's better. Yeah. Knee alignment. Knees in line with the toes. Knees in line with the toes. Great. Okay. How are we doing for time? I feel like we've been doing this forever. Let's just. So this is loosening part 1. Loosening part 1. So take a slightly wider stance, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn the foot in. We're going to transfer the weight. We're going to turn the foot out. We're going to turn the foot in. We're going to transfer the weight. We're going to turn the foot out. We're going to turn the foot in. We're going to transfer the weight. We're going to turn the foot out. We're going to turn the foot in. We're going to transfer the weight. We're going to turn the foot out. Then we add the arms. Turn the foot in, transfer the weight. So we're just doing this. This is variations of the first of the loosening exercises. I was hoping we'd do some of the others, but I don't think we will in this class. We're going to do the others in the other class. I want to kind of do like a series for the holiday sessions of loosening ad nauseum session. I just find, personally, I find the loosening exercises really, really useful. They just help. They help with the movement. They help. Okay, and then we'll keep going. So we're sinking the hip. Now this is the one you've got to be very careful of your knee alignment. So you can also do the slow-mo version. Slow-mo version. And you can speed up again. Once you make sure your knee is in line with the toes, your spine is aligned, you're sinking your hips. You're relaxing your mind. Relax and calm the mind. And then what we do is we raise the arms. Now there's various ways of raising them. I like to do this one. Like but you can have the arms lower down, you can have the arms higher up. You know, it's all good. It's all good. So various ways of doing this first of the loosening exercises that you do right at the beginning of the class. Normally we'll, spend a couple of minutes on it and then move on to something else, but actually there's so much in this exercise. It's ridiculous. It's great. Have a short water break. Water break. Right, water break finished. Let's have a look at that exercise we did earlier with the 4 turns. We'll just do it like this, but this will be part 2 really. So just sink back, sink forward, and we'll do a few back exercises to finish off and some breathing, and then I think we'll have to stop because this feels like it's been going on for a while. So and let's try that the other side. So we'll come back to that. Yeah. So turn, turn, turn like this. So you do 2 turns per leg. 2 turns per leg. We'll have a look at this one in more detail in part 2 of the holiday series of Tai Chi Improvers. Yeah. Okay, and then we try that on the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, table. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. And just rub the lower back again. Rising, coiling, dragon, full version. We'll do it 3 times each side. We'll go in that direction first, then we go in that direction, and we do that 3 times. Rising, coiling, dragon. So just get yourself just so. Breathing in. Breathe in and begin. Rising dragon, coiling dragon, rising dragon, rising dragon. Feel that coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Open the shoulder. Rising dragon. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Lovely coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Rising dragon. Coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Last round. Rising dragon. Coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Rising dragon. Coiling dragon. Rising dragon. Okay, we'll do the Goldie exercise, the Tai Chi Goldie. So like this, you sink, then you transfer the weight and lean, and just very gently stretch. Come back and stretch. Come back and stretch. Come back and stretch. Come back and stretch. And one more time. Okay, and then let's go back to what we did at the beginning. Everybody's favourite exercise. So just get your weight in the first third of the foot. Feel the heel, feel the toes, feel the ball of the foot. Sink the hips back and down. So allow yourself to slot into place. Chin tucked in. Relax the shoulders. Make sure your knees are in line with the toes. Make sure you're aligned through the spine so the crown of the head is up. Pulling up, the chin's tucked in slightly so it stretches the back of the neck. You're sinking. And just let it, let's do this, just let it relax, 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 relax. And then you turn, 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 turn. So that should feel a bit easier. Relax turn the waist, turn the waist, turn the waist, turn the waist. Keep breathing, very good, very good. Keep breathing, turning the waist. Okay, I'll get back in the centre of the mirror. It's quite a useful little thing, that mirror. And we're just breathing some more, breathing some more. Sink. Sink down. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. Rub the hands together. Polish the face. And rub the hands together again. And give the lower back a rub. Check your posture. Embrace the tiger. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and back.